Friday. I think you can hear me. I'm very paranoid about sound today, but I think we're all good. I may have checked about 15 times that the levels were moving and it was all there and everything is switched on. Yes, so I hope you've had a wonderful week. You are joining me this morning from a rainy corner of London. We're not sure what happened to our summer, but we're grateful for whatever rain we have apparently right now. Even though I've got to go out later, so I'm not sure what shoes to wear. We'll figure it out as we go. Right, so today I have a plan to make a background of a whole bunch of cut-aparts because that's what I've got in this kit. So we're going to make a dent into those and then do a composition that kind of goes over the top of that background. That's the plan. Let's just get stuck in. So how is everyone? Julianne has my new collection in her hands. I do not. But I'm very excited for you. I hope it looks like how it's supposed to look. Very nervous about that. So let's go through here and pull out all the cut aparts and we'll get to a point where I can do a little sketcheroo and yeah. Okay. We have, cut aparts. These. So many. All right. I'm not going to be using all of them. Now, I also have some backgrounds here. Sophia has cats all over her because of the rain. They don't want to go out there. Allison has only had 5 days in the last month with no rain. We definitely go through that here sometimes, but yeah, we haven't for a while. Okay, so I don't want these travel ones. They're sitting at the back for a reason because they get their own special videos. Jane says, I gotta go to Julianne's and steal her order. No. All right. So background colors, I've got red or pink or orange. That's like white with orange dots. I've got a green, white with green dots. Or I've got that blue, which the other side is an ombre. Okay. I think this is too, yeah. So those are my background colors, or obviously I can put it on white. Now, there's a whole bunch in here that are from one collection. They are from Our Story Matters, designed by Tracy Reed for Echo Park. And that's also the sticker sheet that I have in this kit. So I have all of that. Now, remind me, however, did I accidentally put extra in here that was not on the kit list? So why don't I check very quickly? Because, oh, don't push that button. Yeep. I just almost accidentally pressed the end stream button because it's right next to the get the link to see what to open it in a new window. I did not mean to do that. I'm glad I didn't. I mean, it would be totally on brand for my last 36 hours of working if I did something daft, like accidentally ended the stream. Okay. Oh, Julianne says the colors are incredible and it's amazing. Yay, thank you. Don't feel guilty. It's not your problem that that I have. I don't have it yet. Don't worry. Just enjoy. Okay, what I was getting was the list of July supplies so I can make sure that I'm not accidentally adding in. So I have. Which one is not actually in the kit? This one. This one is not actually in the kit. There we go. So I'm going to take it out now. Because I did that last month by mistake and it was frustrating. And and I didn't mean to. So I double checked this time because I thought, did I really put 4 cut aparts from the same collection? I ordered 4, 3 are in the kit. Right. Close that window. Close that window. Come back here so I can see you. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, Sophia says we had a weirdly hot and dry June. It's true. We did. And yeah, but then our temperatures have gone back down. At the end of the heat wave in June, I went and got the summery stuff accessible, like shorts. And then it hasn't been all that hot. We'll get back to it. Plus, if you are nerdy about things that you know, the ways that we deal with heat waves and stuff like that, or fire brigades, go check out what the London Fire Brigade has ready. They just posted a little video of it on Instagram. I don't know where else, but so we have, like, as a city, I don't know why I should just talk to you about this. As a city, I mean, obviously we have a lot of buildings, but as big cities go, London has lots of dots of green space. And in the summer, it means that those green spaces often let the grass grow and it gets very dry if we get a heat wave. And it seems really silly for a very humid island to have like such a heat wave that we have hose pipe bans and stuff like that. But it happens very quickly. We go from it's rainy, it's rainy, it's rainy to, oh my goodness, everything is so dry, it's flammable. So last year there were lots of summer fires in these grassy spots. This year, the London Fire Brigade has the Holy Hose, which is literally a giant fire hose that's been cut and especially adapted to kind of become a sprinkler so that they can bring it out with a fire truck and take it across these bits that are really dry. This makes me laugh from a farming, like, agricultural type area where I grew up in Kansas, because obviously we have massive systems of how to irrigate there, and Kansas does have super hot summers and droughts and all of that, and you still have to keep growing things. So a fire hose with holes in it is what we have here. But we live opposite a big heath, a big spot of grass that does get very dry, and last summer did catch on fire a few times. So we're very excited, children, but also me, are very excited to maybe see the Holy Hose and a fire truck make a visit. Not today because it's raining, but if we get another heat wave, we think the Holy Hose might come to visit. Anyway, if you or your children are nerdy about things that happen on fire trucks, check out the London Fire Brigade Instagram and you can see a video of the Holy Hose. I love that that's its official name. The Holy Hose. Okay, so I have these cut aparts. This is what I'm dealing with. Lovely. And this green is calling out to me as a good match to this green. So I think I'm just not going to overthink that at all. I'm going to follow my own rule of as soon as you see something that will work, use it. So that's going to be my background, the white with green dots. And then these will go back under here. Lovely. So this is going to be at the back. And then we're going to make a grid of cut aparts. Possibly easiest with this one. Do you have a preference? Would you like me to make a grid of 3x4s? A grid of 4x4s? It's the same sort of technique to how to make it work, because obviously they're already in a grid and they are the full 12x12. So we have to do a little bit of adjusting to make it fit once we've cut it apart and put it back together. But we can do that either way. So why don't I open a poll so you can vote for which one you would like, the 3x4s or the 4x4s, and then I'll do my speech while you vote. So let's see. Which cut apart? 3x4, 4x4. Let's see if it works today, because the other day I didn't, did it? It worked today. Fabulous. Well done, YouTube. Well done. Right. You vote. I'll do my speech. Hello. Just making sure that it actually did change cameras there. Hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally, I need to make sure you're aware of that. Thank you for watching my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live and chatty, whether you watch from the future, whether you're quiet, whether you scrapbook, whether you don't, whether you used to scrapbook and you're thinking about coming back. Come on, stick the paper to the paper. It's all good. Whether you're completely new to this, whether you've been doing this for a gazillion years and you just want to hang out with other people who like it, whether you shop from your stash, whether you shop through my links, all of these things, as long as you're nice, you're welcome here, and I really appreciate you being here. So thank you very much for being this little part of my life that we go live twice a week, and we just chat and make stuff, and it's all good. What else? Under the category of hashtag advertising, basically right now there's lots. So there's always the links to what I'm using this month. That's the July Best of Both Worlds kit, and what I'm using next month, currently the August Best of Both Worlds kit, in the description box below this video. But there's also lots of links to other things right now because, oh my. So you can find affiliate links to my brand new collection called Main Character Energy from American Crafts, and you can find links to get that at a cherry on top or scrapbook.com. If you have a local independent for any of these things with shopping links, support your local independent. Be glad that they still exist and help them in any way you can. But if you're ordering online, I have affiliate links to those two shops, and that's fabulous and helps all of this be possible. So thank you for support with that. Also, if you get Main Character Energy and you make something with it, or you unbox it, or you're just happy that it came in the mail, or whatever, tag me so I can see all of it arriving and being made into stuff. It makes my absolute day. So the easiest way to do that is on Instagram, and you can just tag me at Shimelle. That's as simple as can be. The hardest part is spelling my name, and once you get it right once, you're fine. What else have we got? Classes and stamps. Those are the extra two things. So there are classes that you can sign up for. They're linked in the box below. There are classes that are ongoing. There's a class coming up that's not there yet, and that means that you can get it at a discounted price. And yeah, it's only $5 right now. If you want to just put the $5 in the pot and then wait for it to go live, you can do that. Otherwise, if you wait until it's live, it's $10. So, half price. Early. That class is called it's Use What You Buy. It's the Punches edition, and we're going to do just basic shape punches, nothing fancy, hearts, stars, stuff like that. Cool, circles. What else we got? And last one. Pre-orders for Christmas stamps. I know it's July and I'm mentioning Christmas. I'm really sorry, but I'm just going to mention it during the pre-order and then be done with it. So you have until the middle of next week to place your order if you want a set of Christmas stamps. They are the stamps that I will be using throughout my Journal Your Christmas videos this year, but you can use them either with or without the class, and I've designed them this year to be a set that you can then use throughout the year because they're all phrases where the words come together, and if you wanted to use them not at Christmas time, you just leave out the Christmas words. So you go from things like Christmas core memory to just core memory, because I have wanted a stamp that said core memory for far too long. So now I've made one. So all sorts of things like that will be really easy to adjust and keep using, because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm really kind of on a little soapbox about the whole use what you buy stuff, because I know that it's hard to keep spending on a hobby, and I really want to make you feel like when you put money in that you are getting joy out. And the way we do that is to use it and then get it in our album where we can see the stuff we made forever, and that makes my day. So I wanted to make Christmas stamps that would fit in that and feel really versatile throughout the year. Cool. I think that's everything. Thank you so much for listening to all my hashtag advertising and clicking on those links and buying stuff when you can. It all makes it possible for this to be my job, and I appreciate that. Can I say that I appreciate you in any more ways? Because I do. Yay. Thank you. Let's scrapbook. Right. 4x4 won the poll, so I'm going to close that and start cutting up my 4x4 paper. Right. Kimberly did her first poll, but she is not sure why she's awake at 5 a.m. to watch, but she is. Right, so we're going to use this one. And the trick to this, oh, where did I put my sketch pad? I moved it. The trick to this is that we have to make them smaller than 4x4. It's really not a fancy trick. It's pretty simple. So the first thing we're going to do is cut from the outside edges. I really should learn to get my own trimmer back because this one is not as accurate at this point. It's WP's trimmer. He doesn't mind if I use it when he's not here. So maybe you can see there how I'm just taking kind of a 1/4 inch off at this point. And then we have to go back and do the other direction. And I'm doing that thing again. I'm going to make the background and then pick the photos. But it's okay. Now, sometimes you'll find that there's a design where you can take instead of taking a 1/4 inch off all 4 sides, you might want to adjust more to one side than the other. So for example, this is text that is centered. So if I take it all off this side, unless I purposely want to uncenter my text, I want to take a little bit from both. But this one, it has heavier embellishment on this side, so I can take more off this side and just end up with it being perfectly balanced. Yeah. All right. So, but this one we want to cut both sides. Also, you could be really precise with this. Shock, horror. I'm not going to be really precise with this. I'm using a trimmer, so that's about as precision as I get rather than just hand cutting it by eye. See, text over here, open space over here, so this one I want to take more off that side. Out of curiosity, how close did I get? Look at that. The power of the eyeballing, it does come with practice. I have eyeballed 1/4 inches and 1/2 inches for long enough that with the help of, a trimmer that's also putting a grid in front of me, I am not too shabby. But yeah, you could measure it if you prefer. Or my favorite way to cheat and make them all match, cut one and get it to where you like it. Then use that as the template. Just hold it and cut all of the others to match. But the way we're going to do this, it's forgiving, so it doesn't need to be precise. Surprise, surprise, I like designs that end up forgiving because I don't want to mess with the precision. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. But things like I can look at this side over here and try and match it up with this side. That I like. All right. Three more to go. There is part of me that's like, oh, this would be a joy to hand cut. I do enjoy cutting with scissors, it's true. But we're good, we're good. Now, one trick to doing this sort of thing with cut-aparts. Some cut-apart sheets just don't make it possible because they cover a variety of captions or topics on the same page or the same sheet. And so if you put them all together, they're not going to work. So it won't always work, but sometimes it will. And that's lovely. Right, just because I can, I'm going to cut this one. Oh, I can't. It's white. Can I do this side? No, this side's easier. Like, I want to cut with scissors. As if I'm not going to cut enough with scissors later. Okay. Now, let's figure out what might work where. So whatever ends up in the middle will be partially covered. Kind of like the idea of the rainbow one being in the middle, because then you'll get all of the colors near the photo. So if the photo goes here, I'll lose this picture, but I'll keep that rainbow. I like that idea. I like the navy at the bottom because heavier colors at the bottom of the page feels very natural. So maybe this one comes down here with this navy there. I like these two toward the top because they're things that fly. So that feels cool. Then journaling. I've already got journaling space there, so I think this one goes up here. What do we think? So it's between these two. I know I said darker color at the bottom feels natural, and it does, but it then also feels like this is kind of heavy. I don't really want it to feel too heavy. As much as I'm like, darker colors at the bottom, I'm just, a box of contradictions. This way? And remembering that if the photos are going here, I'm going to lose some of this kind of space here. I think that's it. I think that's the right spot. Okay. I'm going to ink these and stick them down and then find something to sketch on. Okay. Also, my coffee's going cold. Correction, it is cold. Okay. Ink. Right. Why ink the navy one? It's not going to show up. Because if you look really closely, you can see the kind of white edge from cutting it on the trimmer. And I like it better if you can't. Also, because I'll know that I inked all of them except one. So, ink. Now, what kind of story are we going to put on this? That's a very good question. Tinkerbell's employer frowns upon sleeping on the job. What? So frustrating. I think in retrospect, my employer yesterday was like, you should have taken a nap. So the reason I'm so paranoid about the sound today. So Wednesday and Thursday, I did a bunch of filming. I was very happy with what I filmed, really productive, and liked the content of what I made, which I know this seems kind of weird and unnecessary, but sometimes I'll film something and think it's going really well, and then I look back and I'm like, why didn't I do it this way? And it's a real long-term battle with myself about how much do I go back and change and how much do I just power through. Because obviously, like, there's an infinite amount of things you can do on a piece of paper. So I can't show every single idea ever in every video, but sometimes my head gets a little overwhelmed by that and thinks that I should. Right, anyway, so it's a good day to be happy with everything that I've filmed. And then I'm reviewing the stuff that I filmed, and what I filmed on Wednesday, there's parts where the sound dropped out, and some that there's audio. And what I filmed on Thursday, I'm an absolute genius. There's no sound for any of it. Okay, that's fine. It's annoying and makes me do a bit of a face palm, but I have been here. This is not my first rodeo. I know how to do voiceovers and save my video. Cool, great. I start doing that and I mess something up where I end up losing more audio than I had in the first place. Like, you know what? It's time to step away. Step away. And start over. So today I start over. Just with the audio, I'm just going to do new voiceover and it's fine. But when you make mistakes, knowing that you should know better, like I've been filming enough long enough to know that I really shouldn't make those mistakes. I should keep an eye on my sound levels and notice. So there we go. Now I'm thinking I should have built this from this. Yeah, I should. I need to build this from the center out. Also, I've just noticed I did cut that in the right spot from the other side of the page, but these dots, the dots over here going off the page, dots going here, going off the page, dots here, clean white space above, so that needs to come down by a tiny bit. Okay, but we're going to go from the center, so let's get this centered. Stinkerbell says she would watch silent Shimelle scrapping. That's funny. I remember when they first brought live streaming to YouTube, there was a channel that I had subscribed to that had been on a topic. I think she was I'm trying to remember. I think she was a makeup artist or something. And I went through a phase of subscribing to a bunch of YouTube makeup artists because one, it's the way they film their videos is very different than what we do in the craft industry. And I thought it was quite interesting from that perspective. But also this one lady kept using products that I would buy, but she used them completely differently. So then I was like, maybe I'm doing makeup wrong. And so I ended up watching her quite a lot because like, this is just different than what I would have done. Anyway, it was a joy. But when live streaming first started, she just turned on a camera and left it live streaming. And so when she was at her desk, you could see her typing. And when she got up and left her desk, there was no one there. So it wasn't like some sort of extra weird voyeuristic thing where you could see everything. It wasn't following her. It was just the camera at her desk. But the way notifications worked, I would get a notification every 24 hours to remind me that she was still live when this first happened. I'm like, this feels really weird. And I had to unsubscribe because I was like, I feel really odd that YouTube is telling me to watch this lady's desk camera all the time. And so I'm glad that we've moved on to actual content, but I'm not sure that you actually would watch me just silently scrapbooking. La 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 la. Right. Are we about central now? I think we are. So I'm going to start from here. Oh, I just realized I could also swap one of these over to do that. Do you think I should put butterflies there instead? It's an option. While I glue all the rest, you tell me. Butterflies or labels? Oh, yes. Jean says like the cameras on bird nests. Yes. We found a weird bird nest the other day. We're waiting. Locals, this was Lewisham Station. So to give you context of why it was weird. There's a seagull nest on top of the station with baby seagulls. If you've never seen baby seagulls, they look kind of weird. They're kind of funny shaped compared to what they look like when they grow up. So they're kind of, their bodies are extra round. So they kind of have a duck-shaped body. And then they kind of grow into themselves. So WB and I waiting for our train at this station, and he's like, those birds are really weird looking. What is that? Because they kind of look almost like duck or grouse shaped or something, but they're just hanging out on top of the station like, oh, it's baby seagulls, baby seagulls. And so he watches them for a while, and out comes the mama seagull. Of course, she's very loud. Children are not particularly quiet. And he watches and watches, and then he's like, okay, so now I'm confused. Why are the seagulls here? Because not only are we obviously not near the sea, not particularly close to the river, and the river does get some seagulls, but Lewisham Station, not particularly close to the Thames. I mean, not ridiculously far away, but not particularly close. I'm like, I don't know. I think she got bored of all the friends at the river and decided she had to come further afield. Sophia's got a theory that Lewisham is the chip hub of Southeast London, and that's why the parents thought this was the best place. You're right. Maybe they're actually like resort town seagulls who went on a day trip to Lewisham for chips and then stayed. I think that's a believable story. Also, I would write, or not write, I would not write, but I would happily read that as a picture book. Okay, everything's stuck except for this one. Do we think yellow or butterflies? We've got, yes, multiple votes for butterflies. Let's do that. I'm not cutting, I'm just getting rid of the big crease from cutting it on the other side in the trimmer. It's just a little too much. There we go. Let's ink this. I love that Jean is explaining to Sophia that seagulls all over the world will happily steal chips. Yes, yes. Sometimes in Brighton, people end up dropping their chips and running for their lives from the seagulls. Okay, so we've got this. Let's make a sketch. Did I put the sketch pad in here? Or actually, should we have a day of the sketch hog? Because sketch hog's hanging out right here. The sketch hog hasn't had a day in the sunshine for a long time. Okay. That is the very true point. Laura's bringing us back to reality. The seagulls are further inland because we have ruined, not we personally, but we as a collective humanity have ruined their natural habitat. So they have to come inland to find food where they can nick it from humans. So are seagulls in London going to become the new urban fox? Because they're both bold. They're not scared of us at all. It's a theory. Right. So we've made a background with a grit. You could just replace any of the paper squares or add on top with 4x4 photos, but that's not what I'm going to do. So I'm going to draw the foreground of the sketch collection because we've got chipboard and stickers. I might end up with some other bits, but might not. Okay. So then I can draw in where the background goes. Not to scale. Like that. That's all right, Laura. I appreciate you reminding us of the truths in these situations and not just the funnies like seagulls eating chips. But it is worth noting the station had not cleared the nest. They you know, just coping with it. And I think that's probably a little bit of progress. I think there are certainly times when that would not have been the case and they would have thought they were pests and cleared them off as soon as they started gathering twigs. But nope. They're living on the top of the station. Okay, photo. Where did I put my big stack of photos? Weird. I had them. Oh, you know what I did? I put them down going, keep them here. They will be safe. I didn't even think to myself, put them in a safe place. But now that I think through my thoughts when I did it, I totally did. I put them in a safe place. Hold on. What am I like? Right. Did I put them in this safe place? Am I going to have to scrapbook without a picture because I'm so silly? But that's annoying because I know I have them. I'm just panicking because I'm doing this on a live stream. This would be a sensible, safe place, Shimelle. Yes, it is, because that's where they are. Phew. Did you just enjoy that little ride through my brain? Sometimes people say, wow, you talk to a live audience twice a week. Do you not get scared that you'll forget what you're doing? Yes, I do. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what live streaming is. Feel the fear that you'll forget where you put your pictures. It was okay. They're in a completely sensible place. So Laura missed the beginning. If anybody else missed the beginning, these are all from the same cut apart, but then cut down to be smaller and put into a grid. Yeah. Oh no, Jean has done the safe place thing with her keys. I hope you can find them. All right. Let's see. What might be a good fit here? Oh, I like the colors of that with these. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of him with these clothes. So let's have a look. Not this one. I've already scrapped that one. I think I actually printed more than one here, a couple. So, but anyway, I'm going to pull all the ones out with these clothes because I like how it looks. I've scrapbooked that one already. Okay. Okay. Now, which one? And which ones here are duplicates? Okay. That's the same photo. That one, that one, that one. This is like landscape or portrait of the same picture of both of us. That's the same there, that's the same. Okay. So this is the story of him having his own little photo shoot. This both of us together, and that one's probably the better version because I've just cropped out this massive crowd of people who are all facing away, so it's just people's backsides. So I cropped it to this way. These two facing away on a single photo page is probably not my favorite choice. So that takes us down to here. So I've got 5. Let me put each of these in the spot, and we can see what we like best. So Elaine is saying the black and white pole is very cute, which it is. So there's that option, which I think certainly works. And it has less red. So see here, I've got true red versus the pink. I've also got true red instead of pink. This one. I feel like the confetti needs to be part of the scrapbook page when I do this. Like maybe it has to do that. So maybe the grid is not the best thing here. And that doesn't really fit with the grid I've built. So I think we're going with this one. There we go. I'm going to put them back in the same place and hopefully remember that that's where they are now, in a very sensible place with my photo printer. Maybe if I say that out loud, it will clue in. Okay. So that's going to fit there, no problems. Excellent. Now, to mat this, and then I have chipboard here, 12 by 12 stickers here. Oh, that's a good thing to do. Sophia didn't realize that Amy actually did videos on her channel and is just subbed. If you are somebody who watches in the live chat and you actually put videos on your channel rather than just having an account to watch other people, say so now so that people can find you and go have a look at what you do and subscribe and stuff like that. That'd be great. You can tell us, you know, what your most recent video is about or something if you want. That'd be all cool. I'm cool with that. Okay, so matting this. Oh, that's all still a whole 12 by 12. I kind of think I want to use that as a whole 12 by 12, although I've got quite a lot of wanting to use it as a whole 12 by 12 this month, so maybe I should break away from that. But what I was looking at was because I thought it was cut apart and it cut already, and I was going to use that one. What have I got in here that I have cut into? I have this pink that I've cut into. And is there enough of this yellow? I think the yellow is too small. Oh, so it is too small for a full mat, but it's not too small for a partial. I'm going to do that. As Sophia's like, you tell us to cut into the paper. I know. Okay, so I've got that much yellow that's from the Bella Besties backgrounds. And then, what about this pink? Match, doesn't match. Oh, no. It's not quite right. Okay, cutting in. I'll just use maybe half. Me do a half and half layout. What are you talking about? It's 11 o'clock in the morning here, Amy. Just going 11 right now. And raining. Okay. I cut into it. Let's ink those two. Where the abbreviations for time zones get confusing is, so EST in America stands for Eastern Standard Time. But then you change to EDT, Eastern Daylight Time, right? So we as a rule, here are on GMT, Greenwich Meridian Time, and in the summer go to BST. But our S does not stand for standard, it stands for summer. So it gets a little funny. Oh, I do kind of want a blue in there. Maybe that's, but I have pieces I'm going to tuck in. So let's do blue with tuckies. Right. So going back to my cut aparts. Up here. I have blues. In fact, I have multiple shades of blue. So we're going to bring those in here. $8 p.m. in Tasmania, also raining. Use these, either 2 or 3 of them, to tuck in. Don't forget that if you're working with something like this where you've got a heart at one side and you're like, oh, but actually that doesn't fit where I want it to be because it's going to make the heart upside down or covered or the other way, it's okay to just cover up the heart with something else. So if your heart ends up upside down or laying on its side, just cover it up. If it's the right color, the right size, what you need, just use it. Okay, so this one is gonna go up here at the top. So that's going to get covered. It's okay. I'm just going to put something else right on top. Is there a lot of the yellow showing? No. Is that okay? Yes. Don't worry about it. If you want to like layers, you have to cover some stuff up. So I think I want both of these back here. Not that angled. Just that much. And then this one, we'll see where that's going to stick. Okay. So looking at where I have all of the words, but also wanting to keep this rainbow. I need to bring this side, well, I need to bring the sides down a little bit. I like layers and I'm not afraid to use them, Jean says. That should be my motto. Yep, it's true. I'm not afraid to cover it up. Is that a little better? Better here, not here, but is it, it's just these. So it's the labels that need to move over. Because I want that rainbow. should have made my margins bigger. Remember what I said about it being forgiving? These margins are not going to be equal. But it works. Okay, that's where I want it. Oh, I did already stick this. Okay. So I can frame that bee up at the top. I can still keep my rainbow down here at the side. And all of that stays legible. Brilliant, brilliant. How about this one? Don't want it to cover up my rainbow, so I could take it behind. Yeah, I actually like that quite a lot. Okay. What? Multiple things at angles, Shimelle? What's going on with you? Yeah. Now we've got chipboard and stickers. I wanted to start with the chipboard because they tend to be the ones that need a little bit more thought into where they could go. And I, on my sketch, put my title down here. Now that I've got the photo on, I have this open spot. And I feel like maybe I use one of these as my title piece. I mean, So this one says everyday love. I have problems using like an overwhelming amount of everyday. I'm okay here. I don't have other things like for Disney. This is at Hollywood Studios. We are obviously not at Hollywood Studios every day. So I feel like titles that say every day, and I don't mean a literal everyday, I just mean like in the sense that every day is normal and ordinary. It's not an ordinary day. It's a very special day. So I feel like even though this has books on it, I feel like this is the better option. This chipboard has quite noticeable, what do we call these? The little tufts that where they were connected. So I need to figure out, will they just cut? Yeah, they will. Just cut them off. Okay, so I think that's going to be my title. It is a little small, so maybe it needs something behind it. I mean, other than these papios, but I'm going to start with papios. And then what I was thinking is maybe it has something behind it that's flat. A great place for washi tape, but I didn't get the washi tape here. I do have stickers. So I've got a border sticker I could run across there. Let's try that. Remember, was that the 2000 election? Oh my goodness, Amy. We're feeling old. The 2000 election. Jean says pogs. Like, I associate pogs with milk lids. Like that. Like that. Yeah, down. Why am I putting chipboard, which is already thicker than all of the other elements, on the on Pop Dots to make it even taller? Mostly just because I want it to be, I mean, this is a title that is actually smaller than these other bits of text. So maybe it's not the most obvious on the page as a title. So I'm just giving it a little bit more oomph. Right, and then I have embellishments that I want to cover up. Well, I want to add embellishments to these spots that I want to cover up. So we are going to add in things like, I mean, I've already got balloons here. Look at me going and using the things that are hardest to use straight away. Balloon. What color butterflies do I have? Pink dots, yellow floral. I think maybe the yellow one coming down here to be there. Hello, Joanne, you are indeed live. That one there. 1, 2. Give me a grouping over here. Pink, yellow. What have I got in blue? I don't have a blue camera. I already used it. Pink camera, yellow camera, blue heart. This little string of Polaroid frames, but I think it might be too much there. Could do a single Polaroid frame here. Put something inside it, obviously. Okay, what paper could I put inside there? Could just go back and grab a bit of this one. Like that. Okay. Yeah. And then that can come over here. Okay. Let's do a little bit of sticker confetti. So I have these little individual flowers. Oh, I didn't ink this one. Hold up. Okay, so then I was thinking ink these little flowers and then change the colors around. So I've got yellow, blue, pink. So add pink to the blue and so forth. Yeah. Add blue up here to the pink. Oh, that means I'm adding yellow to the yellow. That's not what I want. But let's just find a flower first and I will swap these two. There we go. Right, and then enamel dots to go in the same places, which I know I have. I saw them earlier, but I keep going through this stack of stuff. So keep moving them around. There they are. The Polaroids look like skyride cars. Oh no! And Tinkerbell is not a fan of skyrides. You poor thing. Okay, so then we can do whichever color is not there. So I've done a yellow, a pink, then my biggest enamel dot in that grouping will be the blue. This one, the biggest one, will be yellow. And this one, the biggest one, will be pink. Then 4 sizes here, so I have decisions to make. And then the smallest one will be whatever the big sticker was. Yeah, so the medium size sticker is blue, blue, big sticker is pink, small, pink. Like that. Yes, gold. Same 3 places. And I'm just letting it kind of halo out from there. Like that. Oh, oh. Yay! Right. I've got room to journal here and journal here. I think I'm happy with that. What do we think? What do we think? So you could do this with any size cut apart that you have a whole sheet of. Yeah? And then just cut them smaller than they are. So look at the design and figure out where you can cut each one a little smaller. And then you put them back together on either a plain background or a contrasting color or something relatively simple. Unless your cut apart's really simple, and then you could put it on top of quite a bold pattern paper. But anyway, now I did promise that I would talk to you about how you could do this with more than one photo. So the trick to doing it with more than one photo is that you will cover more of the cards. So if you've got 2/3 of a cut apart sheet and you have multiple photos, that's fine, because you could just cover all of this card. And obviously we are covering almost all of this card. So you could just leave that card out, but I really wanted that little rainbow stripe, so I left it in. Yeah. If you like 2/3 or all but one of a cut apart sheet, you can just arrange it so that the one that gets hidden, or the one you don't add because it's underneath where the photos would be, is the one that doesn't fit your story or you don't like. Yeah. Keep in mind that you can use B sides. I liked all the A sides here, but I also really like that butterfly print, so I am glad that it ended up being able to appear, and I think I do like that better than the yellow labels in this case, because it would have just been one more little label at the bottom, and I've already got labels kind of represented here. So the butterflies to repeat, I like that. Yes, anything else? But yeah, so I would just put the 2 photos here, and I'd end up covering all of this box and all of this box. Yeah. And you can, if you've got a lot of text pieces on your cut apart, you can plan out a little bit more before. You don't have to do the scary journey that I did where I made the background and then found something to stick on top of it. You could have your photo in mind, and then you can arrange, like if there's a sentiment that you don't think fits your story, put that in a spot where it's going to get covered up by labels or mats or photos. Yeah. Likewise, if there's a sentiment that's just perfect for your story, then you move that into a position where it's going to be very clear. So thank you. I hope that helps you. If you have a big supply of cut aparts, you can obviously do this with cut aparts from any collection. It doesn't have to be this one, but this one was from Our Story Matters, designed by Tracy Reed for Echo Park. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll be live again next Monday. I'm going to be even more of a basket case next week than I am this week, because all of the stuff with WB's Project Light comes to a big day, and then it's not over. It's just we move from preparation to the project. So there we go. So you can come hold my hand on Monday, because I'll probably be a basket case. And then by Friday, hopefully I'll Friday morning have great news that the first day went brilliantly well and that we're all just thrilled. Or it could go horribly wrong and you'll be here to help me cry. But hopefully not that. Hopefully not that. Right. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, I would super duper love it if you took the time to give it a thumbs up. And if so, here's a heart for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah. Is that all of the things? I think that's all the things. Go pre-order stamps if you want them so that you get a set. If you don't pre-order Christmas stamps, there's very little chance that you'll get them because they only just round up to the next ordering level. And if you want the punch class for super cheap, you can go sign up for that now too. Both of those at Shimelle.com. I will see you very soon. I love that Amy just, I believe, went to type "it will be wonderful" and typed "I will be wonderful." Why don't we all just mentally say that for ourselves right now? I will be wonderful. Amy, I think you're onto something here. It's great. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.